special edition of the Married Life Podcast, episode 12, babe. Ooh, we getting up through there. But this is a special live edition, good people. So don't just scroll by this. We want you to stop because this is a special live Q&A this morning. Because we've been getting so many emails and so many people hitting us up about that deconstruction video. Right. So go check that out. That was episode 11, right? Yes. We did 3 different episodes, right? 3 parts to that.
3 parts. Yeah.
And so that third part, people been hitting us up. People been sending us questions. So we just decided to go live today. Do a live Q&A. I can't say we're going to do this every week, right. But we just decided to jump on here live today to answer some questions, to see what questions you might have when you jump on, right? And we just gonna talk about it. See, because look, I wrote this down, right? Today, this ain't about a debate, right? Like I always say, we ain't trying to debate your beliefs. No. We ain't trying to tell you to believe what we believe.
No.
None of that, right? We ain't even trying to tell you how to be or live in your relationship.
No.
We're just here to show you what 27 years look like, good people. This is 27 years of embodiment, right? Real marriage, raw healing, authentic results. You looking at it, right? That healing be raw, right? That healing be, but you looking at it. So that's what this is today.
Right.
Just a live Q&A. We're going to jump right into it. Like I said, we don't want to hold you too long, but we do want to answer questions because we're here to help.
Right.
That's what we're here to do.
Yeah.
Like I can't stress this enough. If you was trying to lose weight, right? Would you go to somebody who really didn't have the weight that was lost that you wanted to lose or didn't have the body that you was looking at, right? Mm-hmm. So you wouldn't go get a personal trainer that was more out of shape than you are.
Right.
So in your relationship, 27 years. If you want to build 27 years, we finna give you the sauce. Mm-hmm. Real answers, right? That people been asking us real questions. So we're going to give you real answers. You ready?
Let's do it.
You ready to get into it?
Yes.
I want to preference this though and say that most couples feel a tension when you say like when one of them is growing and the other one may not feel like they're growing too fast. I wrote this down here. Yeah. Most couples feel tension during deconstruction or a season of growth, especially when both people are not doing it at the same speed, right? But guess what? We're here to normalize that today, good people, and tell you that's normal. That's normal. Yes. You guys are not going to be growing at the same pace at the same time. That's normal. So we're here to have a conversation and normalize that. So the first question that we received, we just want to touch on. We're just gonna jump right into it. What do you do when deconstructing your faith starts to affect your marriage? I'm gonna let you start. Because I'm long-winded. So I'm gonna let wifey start.
Right. I mean, for our personal experience, it was challenging. I would definitely say, especially, I know what type of person he is, right? First and foremost. So that's important to know the type of person your spouse is.
Yes.
So I still trusted him. I still felt safe with him. But it was challenging because it was going against everything I had learned my whole life, basically.
Like
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But because I know who he is and I know how he does things, he doesn't do things haphazardly. He doesn't switch based off of feelings. So for me, I felt, even though it was uneasy, I still felt comfortable and safe with him. Because he was going through it before I was.
Yeah.
And I will say I had also questioned things myself, but again, never felt like I could open up and be honest about that. And between me and him, I could, but just thinking it was like scary for me.
Yeah.
But because I know the type of person he is and how he handles things and how he does research. You want to know something? He researches, right?
That's true. That's true. That's what I do.
I know he doesn't just do things based off feelings, especially something so deep.
Yeah.
And that is affecting his life.
Yeah. Life.
So for me, that's that was my experience.
I like, you know what? I don't really got to add too much to that. You know, what do you do when deconstructing your faith starts to affect your marriage? What she just said. How well do you know your partner? Right, right. That's the biggest thing. And since I started first, that's why I wanted her to answer that, because I don't know how to really answer that, because she didn't start the deconstruction. But like she said, just you got to trust your partner. You know, yeah, trust. I mean, I don't know where else to go. Like you said, I mean, I like the way you put that. You know, she trusted me. You know, and I knew she trusted me. So let me say it from this angle, from my part, and then we move on to question 2. I knew she trusted me. I knew she believed in me. I knew that she knew what type of person that I was. So that even made me, what's the word I'm looking for? Double down or reinsure myself even more. Like, are you sure this is what you? Because I knew it wasn't just me that depended on that. It was my wife that was dependent on it. It was our boys at the time. We had we had 1 or 2. Two. So at the time our kids was dependent on it, right? So that really made me just reaffirm to myself and double down on the research and really just listen to my soul, right? And really listen to, just sitting still, listening to my soul, what really made it come alive. And that's what we got to the point to now. So yeah, I like that. I like that. So question number two, we had, how do you let go of fear and guilt when questioning what you were taught? Ooh,
that's very good.
You want me to start this one? You want to start? No, you go ahead.
I mean, how do you let go of fear and guilt when questioning what you're taught? Well, I would say, what is that thing that, I mean, you say it, but other people have said it too. Once you see something, you can't unsee it.
That's so true.
So once my eyes were really opened to the truth, I mean, I could easily separate those two things. You know, what I had been taught my whole life, what I believed my whole life, versus what I'm coming into now. Right. So for me, I mean, just having the eyes to, I mean, the ability to save space for something different.
That's it.
Because you know, again, we were taught for so long, don't question nothing. You can't think any differently than what it says here and what you've been taught. But once you do start to question, you know, I felt more comfortable separating what those two things were for me.
I like that. And for me, kind of the same thing, how I let go of the fear and doubt, because you hear it over and over. Go check out that Soul Truth of Me and Dr. Ford. The first 7 years of your life, logic is not online. So you absorb the environment. So you absorb what you heard about God, what you've seen about God, and how you felt about God, right? So that fear, you're going to hell. Or the fear, you know, you ain't got to be ready. You know, the rapture's coming back at any moment. So that fear used to always drive me. So when I came into consciousness, and like Wifey said, really start becoming aware, understanding what was conditioning and understanding what was conscious and understanding how my nervous system had been trained to respond to that of the first 7 years, I started to untangle the fear and the guilt. So I wouldn't say it left instantly, because it was still things in the back, my amygdala, right? Well, man, what if it ain't true? And what if you do this? And what if you still going to hell? But it just felt so much peaceful in my soul. So as I became more aware of the consciousness and I became more aware of my own soul truth, the fear and guilt started to disappear. excuse me. And then it left. So I would say once I became more settled in my own soul's expression, my own soul's truth, awareness though was the beginning stage. Like I always say, awareness is the work, right? You got to do the work. So yeah, that's how I would answer that. So number 3, the question 3 was, how do you separate God from the system you grew up in? Ooh, wait.
Well, and I'm not sure exactly what that question means.
Fly, eagles fly, baby.
They home.
You hating on me like, ooh, who you? Ooh, boy, she wasn't my wife.
I used to be a Dallas fan, but I don't really.
Ooh. Hey, you better watch your mouth about these
I just
Eagles.
like the NFL. Period. For me, okay, so separating God from the system.
Yeah, how do you separate God from the system?
I tell him all the
in,
time,
yeah.
I don't feel comfortable expressing what I believe in as God anymore. That's just me. I don't, because for me, that word has too much weight of the past,
of the religion,
of religion. For me. Other people can feel comfortable coming out of it and still use the word. He uses the term God sometimes interchangeably with other things.
Yeah.
Just for me personally, it just still means too much in that sense for me. That particular word does. So I don't tend to use that word.
That's cool. That's cool. Like she said, that's how she separated.
Right.
See, me and her have this conversation a lot.
Right.
I use God a lot because I know what I'm saying. God, source, energy, universe. I'm saying all the same thing, right? Mm-hmm. So, but God just feels more comfortable for me. And so the question was, how do you separate God from the system? Because you got to get to know who God is for you. One of my favorite quotes is C.S. Lewis in his book, The Lion to Which the Wardrobe
mm-hmm.
or whatever it was. And it was part 3. And at the end of the movie, Aslan is on the beach and the people are separating. And she goes, and the little girl goes, how would I know where to find you at when I go back home? You won't be there. And Aslan goes, I'm everywhere. I will be in your hometown, but you must learn me under another name. That always stuck with me, good people. So how I separate it, I know what I'm meaning by when I say God. My prefrontal cortex and my hippocampus is on, and my amygdala is not just running the show. So my prefrontal cortex can assign meaning and decision. So when I say God, I'm not talking about religion or systems or church. I'm talking about creator, life force, breath, right? Universe, source, energy, the thing that's flowing through all of this and keeping it together. So that's how I separate it. I lean more into my own truth and my own beliefs about it. Yeah. So the next section, man, we're going to talk about money, man, because we got some money questions too that people hit us up on. We just didn't want to spend all the time on the Deconstruct. Go back and watch those other 3 episodes of Deconstruct and you'll get more information about that. So go ahead.
Why does money trigger so much tension in relationships? Because it does.
You want me to start this?
Sure, yeah. Go ahead.
For me, different nervous system language.
Oh, definitely.
Right?
It took us a while to learn that.
Yes.
We did not know what it was.
That is so true. So now we're able to coin it.
Right.
Different nervous system. And what I mean by that is she grew up in a household separate from mine.
Right.
What she heard about money is separate from what I heard about money.
Right.
How she experienced money is separate from. So that's what I mean. Until you have that conversation with your partner about that, right? How did you grow up about money? How did you hear money? Was money talked about at the dinner table? Was it normalized? Did you hear it always in a stressful situation? So to me, why does money trigger so much tension in relationships? Because people probably don't understand their nervous system, right? Just like we didn't understand that in the beginning, right? We know it now, 27 years later, but we didn't understand nervous system, consciousness, first 7 years. We didn't understand none of that.
None of it.
So I would say, me personally, my answer would be because we don't know about programming. Subconscious programming,
definitely,
and all that good stuff. So
I mean, I totally agree.
I mean,
I can, if you think back to how the first 7 years were for you, I know I personally have memories about money from my first 7 years. I was younger than 7 and can still remember those moments in my life from a young age about money,
survival,
and the lack of it.
Yeah.
So that shaped until I figured out, I can do this a different way.
That's so true. So watch this. She heard that. So you heard that your whole life. Now you 30, 40 with a partner, right? And now they're trying to grow. They're trying to expand. They're trying to multiply your money. And you're like, cause we don't know when we're going to get it no more. We don't know if it's coming again. We don't. All from the first 7 years. So that's how we would answer that question. Yep. So another question somebody sent us was, what if one partner is more financially driven or growth orientated than the other? you can, because we had these conversations a lot before.
Mm-hmm.
This is, well, I can start this. We always say this. I always say this. As long as you growing like this,
Mm-hmm.
you're fine. Because one person is going to be further along.
And you have to allow the person space. I
Yes.
mean, man, if you're trying to force something, that's never going to work.
Never go.
And-
Go ahead.
No,
ahead.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, I'm just speaking from experience. Like, you can't force a person to do something, but you can allow space for that person to grow. And just because they might not be growing at the same time you are, don't mean they're not growing at all.
Man,
And
I
doesn't
love
mean
it.
they won't grow doesn't mean we're not either going to be at the same point at some point. I mean, you just have to allow that to happen naturally.
And that's true. And that's what I would say too. I would just add to that. That's what I was about to say. You gotta leave space, right? You gotta understand your partner has their own journey,
Mm-hmm.
right? And this is part of what the deconstruct we had to deconstruct from, because I felt like if I was right here,
Yeah.
she had to be right
Yeah.
there, right? So then I was trying to pull her along and she wasn't ready, but because she got her own journey.
And again, the Bible says what? The two shall become one.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more to that two shall become one in our minds than just what that one scripture means. It means we got to be the same in everything. We got to be like this, our whole marriage. So we can't be going back and forth like this. No, we can't do that. We have to be all together. And that's just not true.
That's not true. See,
No.
so to that question, we'll leave you with this. Just be the change you want to see in your relationship,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you don't have to force that on your partner, right? You just keep changing. You just keep growing. That's going to make your partner have to make a decision if they want to be with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Compatibility. So yeah, we would just say you don't have to fear growing or outgrowing your partner. It normally happens in cycles. And that's what we've learned over 27 years. She's farther ahead on some things and I'm catching up, right? I'm farther ahead, but we're growing together instead of growing like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So number 6, how do you heal money patterns you inherited from family or religion?
Mm.
So, man, awareness, good people. Y'all always
Yeah.
heard me say that. We just kind of already touched on that.
Yeah.
It's just awareness. You got to become aware of how money was talked about, right?
Yes.
Right. Watch this. How money was talked about, words. You always hear me say words or life, thoughts, words, life force, right? That's creating your internal emotional state, energy, emotion. Emotions is energy, emotion. So if you heard negative things about money your whole life, if you heard struggle about money in the church your whole life, people saying, oh, I was struggling with this and lights cut off, but God made a way and I got to get my lights, I didn't heard all this stuff. So if your nervous system has heard that, that's what it feels safe with. Mm-hmm. So anytime you're trying to level up your money or grow, you're going to always self-sabotage. Not because consciously you don't want more. It's just because the program, the system. So that's how I would answer that. Awareness. You got to shine the light of awareness on what you've heard and what you've been taught about money. Because here's the thing that we had to figure out. What we heard and what we've been taught about money, about 90% of that shit wasn't true, good people. I'm just okay, think about this, man. Then we move on to the next because we're about to get up out of here. Think about this. Think about most of the money information that you've heard from people. Do they make the money you want to make? Okay. I'll end with that. Okay.
Let's move on. You'll be on that forever.
Yeah, I'll be on that forever. Okay. So now the last part, how we just grew together. We got a couple of questions. We get up out of here, man. We're gonna get you up out of here. Here shortly. She always say that sound like my little preacher in me. That's my second closing. Look. So what if I feel like I'm outgrowing old patterns, but my partner isn't?
Oh, okay. That's kind of goes along.
With hold space.
Yeah, you can't force someone to do things or see things the same time you do. It's just impossible. I mean, you can, but not forcefully. Y'all could be going through the same thing at the same time, but not forcefully. But if one is doing it different than the other, man, you have to be patient. Hold space.
And I had to learn that. She'll tell you, I was the forceful. Because like she said, I'm very intentional about what I do. So when I do something, I think, man, we all need to be doing this, right?
Right.
But I had to learn that. So like she said, you just got to hold space. So we kind of agree on that one. Just hold space. How do you communicate without trying to fix or rescue each? I'll start with this one because this is See, look, I always thought I had to fix not only just her, that was my
Anything.
mindset about me. I was broken. I had to fix me. I had to rescue me. That's kind of what religion taught me.
Oh, yeah.
Rescue. You got to fix people, right? Because people are broken, right? So that bled over to my everyday just life, not just in my marriage, even in my other relationships. I always felt like I was the fixer of the relationship.
If somebody came to you with something they were going through, you had to have a response to fix it for them.
Instead of just
or show them how to fix it. Yeah.
Instead of just listening with awareness, being a sounding board, and then when they ask me for it, then offer them the solution on it, right? Holding that space. But I felt like soon as they start talking to me, gotta fix it. So I would say to that question, how do you communicate without trying to fix or rescue each other? By listening, by just coming to the conversation with awareness and with the intent to really listen. Because here's the thing that I done figured out, even in personal development for over 20 years, most people already know their own solutions.
Yeah.
Right? They already know it, right? They just need a little affirmation, they don't need you to tell them what to do. They already really know. They just don't trust it. So that's what I would say on that. So what would you?
I mean, just making sure when somebody comes to you like that, that you are a safe space for that, not a judgment space. They're looking more for reassurance, probably, I would say, than you needing to do anything. Like an ear to hear, be an ear to hear what they're actually saying, and a safe space for them to come to you.
Is that how you felt before we go to the next one? Is that how you felt when you used to come to me and I used to try to fix it, rescue you?
Yeah, I really don't. I really did. That's not why I was coming to you. I wasn't looking for a resolve immediately, but I needed reassurance that I was okay. I was in a safe spot, and what I was going through was natural for whatever it was.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
Oh, you okay, baby? I got you, baby. This my boo thing. I got you. All right, look, man. We about to close this out. Let me see. What does it look like to grow together without losing yourself? Right here. Take a picture of this.
Well, I would say we were in religion. We were trying to grow together, but we had lost ourselves.
Yes.
We had literally lost ourselves.
Yeah, we did.
I know I had.
Yeah.
But coming out of that, I felt like we both had more space to be our own person after coming out of that. Like, we don't have to be in the same room every day all the time. I mean,
and we don't have to think the same thing all the time.
It's okay to be your own person and like things that are different from your spouse. It's okay. I mean, that doesn't define your relationship.
Not at all. And like she said, your authenticity is needed.
No, definitely.
You gotta bring your authenticity to everything you do in life, good people.
Yes.
Or else you just like everybody else.
Right. I mean,
right. So like you said, it said, how do you? Well, no, it said, what does it look like to grow together? So that's what it looked like. It's a lot of healing, right? It's a lot of communication.
Right.
Sometimes it might be a few arguments in there because you don't know what's really going on.
Right.
You feel all this.
There's a lot of emotion with it.
A lot of emotion in your body, man. And then your brain is running real fast. And you just kind of don't know at the time. So you just kind of work through those emotions, hold space, awareness. You keep hearing me say that, but really, and then you just gotta just kind of hold space. And because like she said, we got a deeper connection after we came out of that. Right. Because communicate more effectively. She was able to express herself more. I was able to really dig in and express myself more. So yeah. So I would just say authenticity and awareness is how you don't lose the connection. Right? Don't be afraid to be you.
Right.
And then just be aware. Just no shame, no judgment, just awareness. And then the last question they had, how do you know growth is healthy and not just avoidance or escape? Ooh, I like that one. I like that one. Well, this is how I know it's healthy. Because the embodiment, good people, your soul don't lie, right? They say your gut don't lie, your mind. That's why they say mind, body, soul. Your soul don't lie. Is the peace there? Is the fruit there?
Right.
Look, I'm going to take it home for you. What the book say? You will know a tree by what? Its fruit.
Right.
Production is fruitfulness, right? When you can see fruitfulness. So the answer to that question, I would say, how do you know growth is healthy and not just avoidance or escape? It's embodiment, right? Right? It's peaceful, and then you can see the fruit. People can see the fruit, but you can see the fruit. You know when something is working for you and when it's not. So just,
and I would say too, if you're growing, you're not avoiding anything. You're not really avoiding.
Say that again.
If you're growing, you're not in avoidance at all. You're growing. You're coming out of something. You're not avoiding it.
You're growing pains, good people. And growing pains sometimes can feel uncomfortable.
Yes.
Feel uncomfortable. Well, look, good people, that was it. That's it. That was the questions we had. Hey, drop your questions in the comment. Yes. Email us. What's the email?
The THAMarriedlife23@gmail.com.
And we'll get to them. We ain't saying we're going to go live every week for the married life. We did it this time because we had so many questions. As you see, that was just 10 of them, right? We probably could have asked a lot more. People been really hitting us up because they really want to know how to navigate this and get up through there. You know what I'm saying? Because people feel their soul being heavy, but they go to church and they do all these things. They do all these outward rituals, but yet they soul is like. So anyway, listen, growth doesn't mean separation. No. Awareness doesn't mean rejection. You can change and still stay connected. Just remember that. You're looking at 27 years of embodiment. And listen, you ain't broken, so you don't have to fix your partner or nothing, right? You're becoming conscious, aware of the loop, amygdala, survival instinct, the program. That's all it is. Healthy love. Watch this. I wrote this down before we get up out of here. Healthy love makes room for growth, good people. 27 years of embodiment, baby. So listen, go back, watch the other 11 episodes of The Married Life, binge watch. Go check out the other what? How many Soul Truth Lives I got now? I got over
a lot.
Probably 40 Soul Truth Lives in there. Me and Dr. Ford, and then some of them. Go watch that. And then every Tuesday, 2:30 p.m., we gonna be right here. Not live though, but we gonna drop. We might go live, we might not. But hey, some weeks we will, for sure. Right? But every Tuesday at 2:30 p.m., a new episode of The Married Life drops every Tuesday. So hang out with us, rock with us. We here to help you, and then email us your questions. We want to answer your questions. What's the email again?
The THAMarriedlife23@gmail.com.
So until next Tuesday, good people. Hey, I'm FL, your life coach, and this is my boo thing.
Chandra.
Hey. Wow. Look, we signing off, good people. Hey, keep daring to be you. Happy Tuesday.